is Scott Hovan, and I would like to introduce to you the Smart Notebook feature called the Shapes Pen. I would first like to describe to you what it is. The Shapes Pen is a tool, and the button for it can be found on the bottom or along the icon bar, and it has a little pen with a small square next to it. And what you can do by clicking on that Shapes button is you can actually draw nice straight lines. You can draw squares that will become squares, or circles that will become circles, or ovals that will actually correct themselves to nice ovals. You notice mine are red here. If I wanted to change the color of that, I could go ahead and click on the black pen and then click on the shapes, and now I will have black shapes. So whatever color you decide to select from that, it will turn your shapes to that color. Now, how would I use this? Well, in physics, I like to use the Shapes pen for drawing figures. So I'll turn on the Shapes pen, I'll draw a line for when we're studying maybe a car traveling down the road, and now I can draw these nice shapes, and that will allow me to, oops, that didn't work too well, but you see that this allows me to draw figures pretty easily. When we study light, for instance, if I want to draw a candle, and maybe I'll use a regular pen to draw the flame, but maybe I want to show that the rays of light coming from a candle are traveling in straight lines. The Shapes pen allows me to show that very easily. I know that when I wanted to emphasize something from a handout, sometimes I like to use the highlighter. Other times I might want to just underline something for emphasis. This provides another opportunity to do that. So if I have, for instance, an example of maybe inappropriate behavior and I want to emphasize something from my course description, I could actually just underline that very clearly, and it doesn't inhibit the reading of the text. Some students in English classes might use this for maybe finding parts of speech in a particular selection and so forth. I really like to use this in science, though, for drawing shapes in relation to one another. So specifically flowcharts, when my students are doing some kind of algorithm in a programming class for our engineering program, maybe they'll be asked to, well, what happens next? Then where do we go? We have a triangle maybe that needs to be done. And then from the triangle, maybe it has to go this way or go this way. So flowcharts actually are really handy. I know that when I've done brainstorming as well, we've been able to use concept maps. So students might say, okay, well, let's look at the different forms of energy. And we know that there might be kinetic or potential. And that potential could be due to elastic situation. And from these, we can use the Shapes tool to actually create these nice concept maps that might be then a good graphical representation of what we're trying to convey. So these are some simple tips in using the Shapes tool, the Shapes pen, found in Smart Notebook software.